Mike, actually, I want to play a role of both a person who love to know more about the Vastu and also a person who contradicts Vastu, basically. I mean to say, like, who only sees the scientific angle and want to know the reality check of the Vastu, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. See, in the olden days, according to my knowledge and my research, actually, I got to know that Vastu is majorly only for the ground floor. Basically, the houses which are on the ground floor, directly on the earth. And in the olden days, only the king used it to stay on the first floor, actually.
Higher floors.
Right, higher floors, basically. In that day, like first or second floor, that's it. So now, as we have all the Vastu related things, actually, like, all the directions or Vastu related rules in the ground floor only, how these rules are applicable in, like now 20, 30, 40 floor buildings, actually.
Yeah.
And I also got to know that, like, each floor has some Vastu rules, floor wise also.
Yes.
How does this work, actually, and
Yeah,
why
you
these
have-
rules has come floor wise also?
Actually, it hasn't come. We would say when we do the analysis, then we do each floor wise analysis.
Okay.
I tell you the story behind this, what you are talking about. Yes, to some extent you are right. Earlier, people generally used to have bigger spaces, though, so they constructed only the ground floors. And that time, people didn't have the technology also to build high rise buildings. It was way costly also for them at that time. But yes, kings' palaces, they had multi floors, maybe 2, 3, 4, or and more. And many of the palaces that you see generally are on hilltops, so that you get a security from around. So yes, you're right. The kings used to live on higher floors generally, and commoners, they used to generally live on the ground floor. But since fashion of high-rise buildings have come up, now the Vastu, when you analyze the Vastu, it is not like you only analyze the Vastu of the ground floor. Every individual floor, every individual flat, you will check it individually.
Okay.
The Vastu has to be checked individually. On the floor where your flat is, that can be a separate thing. Or if it is a project where there are 4 to 5 towers, where in which direction your tower is lying, that can be a separate thing. Suppose it is in the eastern side. This kind of tower out of the whole project, this kind of tower people will be fond of having more connections and socialization. If your tower is in the southeast, people will be more money minded.
Okay.
Aggressive and money minded. Okay. So if they don't channelize their energy of aggression, then they may have more of anger issues. But if they utilize that energy well into something constructive, they can achieve a lot of finances and backup.
Okay.
If your tower is in the southwest, people will definitely gain more of stability in every phase of life. They will attain it sooner or later. That will be main target. If your tower is in the western side, so there people will have lots of profits in their life, day-to-day life.
Okay.
So whatever they do, they'll get more profits. There are high chances of getting more profits. Even what they say, kind of even if they speak like an advice to someone, that advice will be beneficial. So it won't.
Okay.
I'm not talking about only the monetary benefits, overall benefits. Whatever activity they do, it will be overall benefit. Say for example, you are going to some government office to submit an application. Generally, what happens sometimes, you tend to miss out some documents or formalities. So the one who is in the west, his attempts will be minimum to submit an application. He will ensure that before going, everything is there with him. Those who are, if the tower is in the northwest, there people will get lots and lots of support from the society, from the family, or whomever they expect.
Okay.
Suppose it's a hardcore businessman who does retailing, so he will get support from his suppliers, from his wholesalers, from his clients, or even if he has some business fraternity, they all will be supporting him.
Yeah. Why?
Why?
Why they will?
Because these directions have certain characteristics. Now, for example, just imagine you are in a school, and for your class, every class is not conducted in your particular class. For every subject, you have to go to different classes. For physics, you have to go some different class. For mathematics, go to different class. Or for English, go to a different class. This is same thing as per Vastu. Every direction has some peculiarity, some characteristic. If you want to enhance or gain that characteristic, you need to ensure that that particular direction is balanced as per Vastu. Like as I said, for more opportunities and incoming money that you want to earn, the north is the direction.
That is true, actually. So the class example which you said, like that is vice versa, actually. Teacher comes to the class and goes. Different teachers.
No, that's what
Students
I'm saying.
will remain in the same class.
I already said that. Imagine for each and every class, you have to shift to some other classes. So also, for example, even if you're, as per your example, what you took, suppose you're a science student, and for biological practicals, you have to go to different lab.
Okay.
For physics practical, you have to go to different lab.
Mhm.
For chemistry practical, you have to go to different lab. For physical education period, you have to go to the ground. For lunch, you have to go to the canteen. So you cannot have tiffin in the bio lab.
Got it. So actually, like these characteristics of each direction,
Hmm.
who has defined these
Okay.
directions?
In the very first question, as I said, when the ancient sages or the learned person, they observed these patterns,
Okay.
sitting or spending time in particular direction
Mm.
in multiple properties, they figure out that yes, this works. Getting more opportunities or getting
Okay.
more connections in the society, building up society, or getting more money, or sometimes the negative also happens.
Mm.
Like there is a direction where you spend, if you spend more time, you start feeling depressed.
Okay.
There's a particular direction, if you start spending more time, lots of mental churning happens, which is
Mhm.
not required, I mean more than required.
Okay.
It happens. Then there is a direction where expenditures and losses also happens. So certain positive and negative, all kind of directions are there. So totally, I
Mm.
would like to say here, in total there are not 8 directions, there are 16 directions.
Okay.
8 plus 8.
Oh.
So you know, a major 8 directions:
Yeah. North.
north, east, south,
East.
and west,
Yeah.
and the diagonal directions northeast, northwest, southeast, and
Yeah.
southwest. But there are directions in between these directions also, one direction each. So between east and southeast,
Mm.
there is east of southeast.
Okay.
Between north and northeast, there is north of northeast.
Oh.
So this way, one direction each in between.
Each. Okay.
So 16 directions. Now imagine every direction has an attribute or a
Mm.
characteristic.
Mm.
So 16 directions have 16 different attributes or characteristics.
Okay.
So now, when it comes to the modern Vastu,
Mm.
now if anyone comes to us, so how we analyze the Vastu is, of course, we go to the property and check, but for us, the map is very much important.
Mm.
Point number one. Point number two, the exact angle of the north is very much important. Generally, what people say is, if there is a property, the middle part is north, the corners are northeast and northwest.
Mm.
Right? Generally, what happens?
Yeah.
If it is east facing, so east will be in the middle, southeast will be here, and northeast will be here, or in the corners.
Yeah.
But that is the wrong assumption.
Mhm.
This is where the many Vastu analysts or consultants, they fail to get the results or deliver relief to the clients, because they take a very generic kind of situation. Your east or north can be on the diagonal part. It is not necessary that your house, which is constructed, it is on exact 0 and 180 axis. If it is tilted 45 degree, then you have to check north as per the tilted north only. Now say for example, you got some issue in your hand,
Okay.
on the palm, but you are applying it on your wrist.
Mhm.
Will that work?
No.
No. Wherever your wrist is, wherever your palm is, you have to apply the ointment in the palm only.
Mhm.
So, for example, if the north is tilted at 45 degrees and you have to work on the north as per Vastu, then wherever is the exact north, you have to apply there only, not in the generic case where generally the centers are taken east, west, north, and south. No. So, how you have to figure it out is check or figure out where is the center of the property.
Like
We call
Brahma
it
Bindu, Brahmastan,
Brahmastan.
right?
An estimated center you will get.
Yeah.
Now from there, hold a compass and then you see where exactly your directions are. If it is 0, 180 axis, it will show in the middle. The north
Okay.
is there. But if it is tilted, any degree, if it is tilted, you will get to know, okay, how much it is tilted. With that only you have to do the analysis and figuring out the 16 directions as per that.
Okay.
That is what many of the consultants are doing, wrong analysis, and then they fail. And that is how people then, or the clients who are taking these services, they say that these sciences doesn't work. Many of them are still working on it, but majority of them, they don't know. They just take the basic model that center is the north, diagonals are northeast and northwest.
Okay.
So that is the wrong.